Big news, AFTV are coming to Ghana. We are coming to Ghana in Africa between the 6th and 12th of February, and we're going to be meeting Ghanaian Arsenal fans and doing a watch party around the West Ham versus Arsenal football game. You do not want to miss this, so Ghana, get ready. We are coming. AFTV.
Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with fans who've been linked with January transfer move to Arsenal. Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. First of all, good news on the injury front. First of all, Declan Rice, who we saw come off the other day, we've been told that that's just a bit of tightness, so he should be fit for the game against Nottingham Forest. But also really good news is the fact that Thomas Partey is said to be back in full training, and that is really, really good news. He wouldn't have been happy seeing what happened with Ghana yesterday. Oh my gosh, what happened to Ghana in the African Cup of Nations? But if he can get himself back fully fit, and we've got a fully fit Thomas Partey for the second half of this season, that will be a major, major boost for Arsenal. We've seen the difference that De Bruyne has made coming back for Manchester City. Partey coming back for us, you know, I'm not saying he's as good as De Bruyne, but, you know, it's a big boost for us in our midfield area. So that'd be great if we could get him back. And did you also know that on this very day, last year, January, we made a signing? Do you know who that signing was? Jakub Kiwior. We made that signing of Jakub Kiwior. It came out of absolutely nowhere. So that's why sometimes when people say, oh, listen, we're not going to make no signings, no one's coming in, because I remember everyone was saying that last year. Out of nowhere came Jakub Kiwior. No journalist had it as a rumour. Nobody. It just came out of the blue. We signed him from Spezia for £20 million. And of course, I was talking about it yesterday. He's been linked with moves back to Italy. AC Milan is said to be interested, Napoli. But we did sign him this time last year. I don't think we're going to sell him, by the way. He's definitely going to be an important player from now till the end of the season with the amount of games that we've got coming up. Karim Benzema, who we've spoken about on the show several times, being linked with Arsenal, emerging yesterday, according to the journalist Sami Mokbel, that Arsenal have been offered the chance to sign him. That really does, if that's true, make a big difference. It's not so much that, you know, it's just a loose rumour. It's that, you know, according to what he's saying, they were offered the chance to sign him. Now, it looks like they may have passed on that and have decided not to sign Karim Benzema. I don't know whether he's saying if it's a loan deal from now till the end of the season or to sign him permanently, but they have been offered the chance to sign him. He is 36 now, but he is a goal scorer, and I'd really like to get your guys' opinion on it. If that is true and we have been offered the chance to sign him, do you think we're being a bit dumb not to sign him and that we should sign Karim Benzema? Or do you think to yourself that no, he's been away in Saudi, he's not going to get used to the league in time, he's 36, he's past it? I mean, I would love to get your opinion on it because we do need a striker. And if it was offered to us as a short term, should Arsenal get it? I mean, listen, it would all depend on the sort of terms on the offer. I mean, do the Saudi club want, you know, a loan fee? What would happen with the wages that he's on? We know that he's on humongous wages over there in Saudi Arabia. But interesting that he claims we have been offered him, which really changes the dynamic on it. Should we get him, or are we right to just say, nah, we're happy with what we've got, we don't need Benzema? I would really love to hear from you guys in the comments about it. Another player that we've been linked with today is another striker. He goes by the name of Evanilson, plays for Porto. We're going to be coming up against this guy in the next few weeks when we take on Porto in the Champions League. Now, according to Football Transfers, Arsenal are very interested in the striker. He's been having a real purple patch, really having a good season. 15 goals in all appearances for Porto this season. And when you get that sort of goal scoring rate, you're going to interest a lot of clubs. Porto said to want around about £65 million for him, which is a lot of money. 24-year-old Brazilian who plays for Porto, but he's having a great season. Again, I can't see this happening in January, especially if it's Porto. I mean, imagine Porto's fans if they sold the guy that's scoring all the goals for them to the team that they're going to take on in the Champions League, and then they see him coming up against them in the Champions League and then he scores the winner or something. Nah, it's just not going to happen in January, but those links are there according to Football Transfers today. We've also been linked with a player called Ezequiel Fernández, another South American, Argentinian this time, plays for Boca Juniors, still only young, 21 years of age, according to the publication El Crack Deportivo. They're saying that Arsenal are showing an interest in the defensive midfielder. He looks more to me like one for the future. A lot of clubs are taking a look at him at the moment. Benfica said to be very, very interested in his signature. We know that they're well known for signing lots of players from South America, as are Sevilla and Inter Milan. So some big clubs taking a look at him. Could be a possible long-term replacement for a Thomas Partey. I think we all expect that in the summer, Thomas Partey will be moving on. His contract's running down, and we know about the injury issues. So let's see how that one develops. Again, wouldn't be a massive fee right now, but is it a sort of business that Arsenal would do now? You never know. Sometimes clubs will look on it and say, right, get a deal done right now because it's going to be more expensive in the summer. More teams are going to want him. Can we get in there right now? But listen, first time it's been on my radar that Arsenal linked with him today. They've also been linked with Lois Openda. Now, Lois Openda has been having a very, very good season over there in Germany for RB Leipzig. The Belgium has been scoring lots of goals, 12 goals and 4 assists in 18 appearances. That's very impressive indeed. Now, according to the publication HITC, they said that Arsenal sent scouts at the weekend to watch RB Leipzig play. They were playing Bayer Leverkusen, and they were keeping a keen eye on Lois Openda. Again, more, I say, towards the summer. The problem is, as I've said day after day, and I hope I'm not sounding like a broken record, but I just have to give the facts. If you've got a player as hot as this performing for you like Leipzig have got right now, doing well in the league, still in the Champions League, are you going to sell him? Or are you going to say, we'll wait until the summer because if he continues that, we might even get even more money for him. But Lois Openda, interest in Arsenal, as is Exequiel Palacios, another player that, according to HITC, Arsenal was scouting at the weekend. They were watching him in that game. This time he was on the other side. He was playing for Bayer Leverkusen. Of course, everybody's got their eyes on Leverkusen stars at the moment. They're top of the league over there in Germany. They're playing some brilliant football. Now, Exequiel Palacios is a very interesting one for Bayer Leverkusen because I remember about 4 years ago, Arsenal being very interested in him when he was still playing at River Plate over there in Argentina. They didn't get him. He's moved to Germany for Leverkusen and he's having a great time of it, playing really, really well in the midfield. A really, really good player. 25 now, so experienced enough. And Arsenal said to have been a team that was, they were scouting him at the weekend. Listen, they were said to have been looking at a lot of players because, on both sides, you've got players. Xavi Simons was playing in that game. That's another player that they're very interested in. And of course, he wasn't playing in the game, but another Leverkusen player, Victor Boniface, the striker, is another player that has been, having a lot of interest from Arsenal. And what's going to happen with Jorginho? Now, Jorginho has only made 12 appearances for Arsenal this season. Most of those have just been, a few minutes off the bench. Now, Besiktas have contacted Arsenal about the availability of Jorginho. Besiktas, of course, over there in Turkey. They're said to be interested in signing Jorginho. Would Jorginho move this January? I think it would take a big offer. I can't see anything like a loan or anything. Seems to me to be a very important player for Arsenal. He's covered well with Thomas Partey being out. He's a great substitute to come on, and he's a very, very good player to come to have around in that dressing room. He's almost a bit like a coach. I mean, I look at Jorginho and I see a player that's going to be a manager in the future. He really does look like that type of player. But Jorginho said to be interesting. Besiktas today over there in Turkey. Could they make a move for him? Gonna have to wait and see how that one develops out. But hopefully, I personally think we should be holding on to Jorginho this winter, and see what happens in the summer. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget to check out all of our excellent content, and also to all you Ghanaian Arsenal fans. I know it's a bit, you're feeling a bit down today because of what happened with Ghana, but lift yourselves up, man. We're going to be coming over there very soon to do a watch party with Ghanaian Arsenal fans. We'll be doing a feature on Ghanaian Arsenal fans as well, so look out for that. Really looking forward to coming over for that. And of course, big games coming up. I mentioned it earlier, Porto in the Champions League. Looking forward to going over to Portugal as well to watch that game. Listen, still a lot to play for Arsenal, but are they going to get anybody in before the end of this January transfer window? Gonna have to wait and see. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.